Ashlyn, congratulations on that victory last week. You guys needed it, didn't you?
Yeah, thanks, you guys. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Thank you. What did that victory mean last week? Obviously, you didn't have your full complement of players. Hopefully, you will have your full complement this week, but just getting that victory without the full complement, that has to give you some confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we have a great group of players, and clearly, lately we've had some missing pieces, but a lot of players out on international duty at this point with the World Cup right around the corner. But we have really great league players. So I mean, I knew, we just had to keep knocking on the door, and just pull out some points. So I was happy for the squad to get the victory, and now we move forward now. We're full strength. So, I'm hoping we just hit the ground running, and we keep getting points here at home.
I was reading a story in the Orlando Sentinel that Jordan Culver wrote, and I read some quotes from you where essentially you had to sort of give some of your players a pep talk and tell them, hey, you're good players. You belong here. Talk about that and why you felt the need to do that.
Well, sometimes, different players need different things, to be motivated. And I feel like we have really great players. And unfortunately, when you have really great international players, you rely on those players a little too much for success. And I really believe in, everyone collectively. And sometimes we need more out of them, and they got to find it within, because we need 18 players playing at their best to win a championship. We can't have 9 international players to win this thing. It's gonna be a collective effort. So I just feel like lately I just need more out of some of the domestic league players, and these league players are completely capable of giving us, energy and good things on and off the ball. And sometimes you just kind of got to drag it out of them to let them, remind them, hey, I believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. Let's do this.
Ashlyn Harris, she is the captain of the Orlando Pride, the goalkeeper as well. She's right here on FM 96.9 The Game and AM 740.
So on the field, Ashlyn, what do you think led to the struggles early on for your team?
Well, it's a completely different team now than last year. If you look at the players that we're bringing in, there's different players in the back line, there's different players in the midfield, there's different players up top, and we have to gel and we have to mold. And the style in which the club wants us to play is a specific style that takes time. And when you have about maybe 1 week where you're full squad, it's difficult to get everything in. People, were in and out. I wasn't around for preseason because of international duties. Most people weren't around. So it's a valuable time where your team has to figure out these are the principles and how we want to play. This is the identity we want. And, we missed a lot of that. And, now we're trying, you get a few days here and there with a full squad, and you really got to cram everything in, which almost seems a little forced. So it's been difficult, but, that's in the past. Everyone's here now. Everyone's present. We have great caliber of players that know the game so well. So you give them any task and they can complete it. So, we're gonna be a great team, and we're gonna play a style of football that everyone likes and appreciates, and a type of flair that is enjoyable. Especially you watch Marta play, and you watch some of these players, Denis LaRue, Alex Morgan. I mean, it's a type of style of football people want to come be a part of.
When we announced your visit on social media, the response we got was terrific. Clearly, the fans and you have a great connection. How important is that to you?
Oh, I mean, it's huge. It's really important. It's a pretty isolating position to be in, being a goalkeeper, and pretty much just standing back there by yourself. And, I constantly feel the support from the fans around me and this city. And, even when things maybe aren't going our way, they still believe, and, they're still, supporting us and loving us and caring for us the way, you should, because first and foremost, we're human beings, not just soccer players. So we feel that, and that's what's so special about Orlando. It is that atmosphere and is that fan base, and we're really appreciative for them. But I think what it boils down to is, just a bunch of us are very authentic with our fans, and we care about them as much as they care about us, and it's a reciprocated type of feel. So I think they feel that, and they want to be a part of that.
When you see your teammate Sydney Leroux barking back at Merritt Paulson, Portland's owner, on Twitter, what's your first reaction? What's the first thing you say to Sydney? Is it like, atta girl, or is it, you might want to put your phone away?
That's Sydney. Syd is Syd, and I love Syd for her, and listen, she doesn't let anything slip through the cracks. If something bothers her, you're going to hear about it, and it's going to be on Twitter, and it's going to be social media, because the kid has a platform you wouldn't believe, and she's funny as hell. So I just let her do her thing and kind of sit back and take care of the other business that comes along with it. So not necessarily the way I do a lot of my stuff, but it works for her.
I want to ask you real quick about the fan support. Now, I wrote a column after your first match in the Orlando Sentinel, with yourself, Alex Morgan, Marta, Allie Krieger, Sydney Leroux you just mentioned. I mean, there is a lot of star power on this team, and I just think you guys deserve more fan support. What's your thought on the actual fan support at the games?
It can always be better. Clearly we envision, the same amount of fans for our men's team as we do our women's team. I've always talked about Orlando as setting the standard and not being the standard. And I really hold that high with the community too. We're right in the backyard, and let's set the standard. Let's set the standard for men and women's football, that here in Orlando, it's the best soccer city in this country. And right now I can't say that. Even though I feel it, I can't say that because people aren't showing up. It's, you look at Portland's atmosphere. Every time we go to Portland, there's 17,000 plus people there. And it's the same turn up for the men and women. So it's like, how can we create that mold and that model here? It's not easy, but it's possible. And I feel it's possible in this city, but I can't force people to come. And it's got to be a feeling that they really feel part of this culture and this culture we're trying to create. So we got to keep getting people to show up and being involved and bleeding purple and doing all the right things to keep this thing growing, because it is in our backyard. And you'd hate for something to happen and it not be there and be like, man, I wish I would have given a little bit more time to that club to keep them here, especially when you have kids, young kids, and these are their role models. I didn't have this growing up, and when I start having kids, I want that for my children, to be able to see players and make that goal tangible, not just something on a screen.
The Orlando Pride, they play Saturday night, Orlando City Stadium against the Seattle Reign. Kickoff 7:30 p.m. For ticket information, OrlandoCitySC.com. Ashlyn, we appreciate it. Good luck Saturday night.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a good one.